there were a number of valuations. Some were very high, some were not so high, but the lowest one was $101 for the 2,730 acres of land. Rosa Great House was in that property, you know. Rosa Great House, Half Moon, Hyatt Ziva and Zilara, Hilton Hotel, all them hotel where hospital is now. The entire stretch, 2,700 acres of land on both sides of the road. And they used the lowest valuation, which was $110 million. And the land was reportedly sold for $1 million. The country lost $100 million under PG as finance minister. And then he went on to do the what name the Shell waiver of Sandal.
Shell waiver after that.
$20 million waiver if some higher come in. And then the Iran sugar deal, I think, was the straw that brought the camels back, and Michael is him out of the cabinet. And he said, I shall return. And he did return. But might I say that only the PNP would accommodate somebody like that. Only the people in the entire English-speaking Caribbean, not even impoverished Haiti, would accommodate him. Not even Haiti. So when the PNP comes here to talk to us, you know, we don't allow them to speak to us, you know. And they have no moral legs on which to stand. Absolutely none whatsoever. You understand me? So I'm going to just drop my two, you know.
Let me drop two more now.
Hold on, man. I'm going to drop for me too. This one is a chance now. I'm going to drop for me too now. Run with it. In the aftermath of that 2002 general election, the then incumbent Minister of Finance, or Finance, whichever way they are speaking, these are American, went to Meadowbrook High School in St. Andrew and opened literally beating chest. I said, I knew that I was blowing up $10 billion of the country's resources. But I had an election to win. I had an election to win, so we have to run with it. And now that we win, we can't fix it back. But as bad as that sounds, that wasn't the worst thing that happened. The Prime Minister PJ Patterson, kept him from 2002 in the same post as Finance Minister until PJ retired in 2006 March. His successor, Prime Minister President Miller, further kept him from March 2006 to 28th of March 2006 to when he lost the election September 3, 2007. It was the people who retired Omar Davis out of the post of Finance Ministry.
I understand that the business community had to write Portia in 2012 and urge her not to return him as Finance Minister. That's all. Yeah.
You're nice, you're head. OG.
I hear your voice, I hear your background.
Yeah, man, the background, with man.
Guys, I know you want to chime in, but if your background is loud and just this, it's extreme, then when we're listening, we're really not going to be hearing. It's going to take away from what you're trying to say, from your message. So please find yourself in a quiet place, like where I am, home alone, and then you can open your mic.
Really?
Chavi, let me hear you too, Chavi, come.
Operation Pride, the mother of all scandals. Let me tell you.
Operation Pride.
97 to 2002 cost the Jamaican taxpayer. At that time, they estimated 5.5 billion. Later, research and numbers would have shown that more. I also want to posit the Sandal, I go down in my neck of the woods, the Sandal White House scandal cost the taxpayers $2 billion.
$2 billion. And this is from the same person that going to complain about $31 million jail.
If I try to build a pigeon, a lot of Jamaica than jail.
Yes, I didn't say million, I said billion.
Yeah, I said these are the people that complain about
those scandals are $1 billion scandals.
Who don't have none I want to?
Yes, they got no too.
PNP don't thief in a PNP tech.
No, I'm just asking who don't have any scandal I want to for borrow.
Oh man, I just want to support Chavi, something Chavi said. And to put context to it. It's very important that we put context to the conversation. You know. The $10 billion that Omar said he blew to win the election in 2002, 22 years ago, that in spending power could be about $100 billion in 2025, you know. So to get into the people's head, what we are talking about, you know, the $2 billion in the 90s that Chavi talking about, that is more like $20 billion now in terms of spending power. So we need to get this information out to the people and let them understand that it's not too
Connection, you are correct, connection. You are correct. Inflation would have brought it to that number.
Yes,
both of
it's
them.
very, very important that we put context to this conversation, this type of conversation that we have it, so people understand.
So two more scandal. So me just asking somebody now have none I want two for borrow.
But if the PNP don't thief, PNP take.
So we could have look at the whole of a bypass scandal. They will cost
Barry, let me get
the
on.
whole of a bypass. Nobody remember that?
Wait, Mr. Barry, you know the whole Harbour bypass scandal.
Yeah.
Let me lend them in this WMA, 2 billion more.
Let me add my two. The Mandeville Parish Council scandal, $400 million. And I don't know if anybody lists the light bulb scandals, the famous one.
Yeah, that was what I meant.
Okay, that was one. Okay, what was the chicken feed? What was the scandal that the man said 31 million was the chicken feed?
Traffic.
Okay, I mean that's a little.
Anybody remember the France football?
Yes, the $9 million.
Or PJ host.
Where's that football now?
Oh, the house. Yes, the house that he bought in France. I mean, these are some of the things that.
No, gentlemen, as I talk about that house, easy. I was on duty at the shipping pier. This could be about 2003. Right there about maybe 2004. At the shipping pier in Ottawa. The particular boat that came in was carrying movie stars. And one of them gentlemen came out and before him land good enough. He said, "Your prime minister is a rich man." He out bed and he called the name of the movie star. So and so. I don't remember who he said no. Like him say Chuck Norris. But that wasn't the name. I don't remember. The name that he called, I don't remember it now. He out bed so and so for a house which was an auction in France. He said, if the president of the United States of America had done that, they would be out of office the next day. That's what the man said to me, Well, not me, because the police officers out there.
Wow.
Can't the first time I hear about the house of France,
Yeah, the chateau.
Somewhere in the early 2000s.
We call it the French chateau.
My God almighty. That guy's a rich guy, though, You can't imagine the value of that house now. You can't talk about the little tattoo where Dr. Wall is built up already, You can't imagine the value of that house now. What million years of that value? But I tell you something. Wait, you see? And then they come and talk about 28 bank account. This prime minister was thoroughly investigated and the IC came up empty-handed. That's why they had to just dash some rubbish out of the minds of the people.
Uncle Barry, I want to go and I want to run out of scandal. Let me go on one more. Scandal of 1991, 10.6 million.
Which one that?
French scandal. Oh yes. That one included Bobby Picker's Gill,
Yeah. That's the works agency.
Right. He was in charge of that, man.
Anybody remember Otamini?
Yes, man.
Yeah, in Portia's time. With Lennon Little White. And that is a PNP man too, So they pump him up, to make him make some money and then get back some money for run back the election. That's how the PNP operate.
In the furniture scandal, them buy one painting at the time for $250,000, It's like, this was in the late 1980s. When the first scandal was the furniture scandal, I think it was 89-90. When they talk about $250,000 in 89-90, you talk about $25 million for one painting,
You could have buy a big house, man. You could have buy a big house.
One painting. And the hurricane relief material scandal was early in the PNP administration too. And it is worth spending a little time,
Picture jump.
Hold on a little. It is worth spending a little time fleshing out the hurricane material. Because the hurricane building materials came in 1988 during Mr. Siaga's reign. And I am saying, as a rational person, if the administration led by Mr. Siaga had used the hurricane material to try and win, it would have been wrong. But you could see through that because the Carlstone pool had them trailing the PNP. So you could say they used it because they wanted to win, having performed so well. The PNP won the election with a landslide. And having won, came in office. And the people whose roof were blown off didn't get the materials. The people who lost their roofs in the aftermath of Hurricane Gilbert, the people who deserve to benefit from the building material did not get the building material because the PNP gave it to their henchmen and their gangsters and their thugs to distribute it to their supporters and the people who were supposed to benefit. These are the things that the PNP is known to do, and that is why you hear them announcing already that they will be going back to their henchmen and their gangsters and their dons and their enforcers because they need these people. The JLP doesn't need them, and that is what another scandal, is the 1,000 plus unaliving. The PNP created 1,000 plus unaliving club. That's another scandal. A PNP legacy that. PNP scandal that.
Dear baby, that. Dear baby.
I feel them think that. This 1,000 unaliving club started by PJ in 1997. And he left us with 1,674 in 2005. That's his last year in office, last full year in office. So that's another scandal. That's a big scandal. The PNP, another PNP scandal is that under PJ, we are the highest poverty rate in Jamaica ever. Under PJ Patterson. So, well, that's a PNP that's setting the record straight. Highest crime rate, highest poverty rate, highest interest rate of over 100%. Can you imagine? Highest unaliving rate, highest everything bad, and highest unemployment rate under PJ. Yes.
You don't know that scandal?
No,
I don't hear about the backside scandal. I don't hear about the backside scandal. And PG has moved to put a set price on backside and sign the deal. Then operation costs go up and it crashed the backside sector in Jamaica because it was now more expensive to produce the backside than the price we would sell it for in the deal we signed.